Ahoy there, mateys. Welcome to the VBS submarine. I'm Captain Ironmark. Well, it looks like we have a stellar crew to work with in VBS this year as we lead the children on a deep sea adventure where we submerge below the surface into the truth of Jesus found in the Bible. Our motto this year is Jesus sees, Jesus knows, Jesus saves. Let's say it together. Jesus sees, Jesus knows, Jesus saves. Very good. Very good. Well, while we're at it, let's say the theme verse in sonar voice. Now, all week in Vacation Bible School, you're going to lead the children to say the theme verse, and each day you will say it in a different way. One day will be in sonar voice. Bing, bing, ping. All right, now we're not going to ping the whole thing. We're only going to ping the punctuation. So, it goes like this. When we get to punctuation, you say ping. Are you ready? All right, you can do this. Exclamation point. What a stellar crew. All right, here we go. Search me, God, and know my heart. Test me and know my concerns. See if there is any offensive way in me. Lead me in the everlasting way. Psalm 139, 23 to 24. Oh, what a wonderful job. I'm so glad you're on the crew. All right. We are off to a sonar start, aren't we? Oh, yes. Allow me to introduce you to the division directors of the submarine this year. Blowing bubbles with the wee ones, we have Katrina Kelly, who will be coming up right... Oh, she's blowing bubbles quite well. Come on up. That is adorable. I love that. It's like the Lawrence Welk show. Tiny bubbles, all right. And now Jennifer Wortham will be swimming with the kindergartners this year. Oh, here she comes. Jen Berklow will be snorkeling with the first and second graders. Christy and Henry and Karma Scardino will be diving in with the third and fourth graders. And I don't know which direction they're coming from. Oh, yes. Very good. And Tracy Hall will be exploring the great deeps with the fifth and sixth graders. All right, I think we have a little song for you. The VBS submarine, the VBS submarine, the VBS submarine.
We're glad you joined us on the VBS submarine, the VBS submarine.
All right, let's give the ladies a hand. Excellent. All right, crew, it's time to man, or should I say woman, the stations. Let's woman the stations, very good. Well, as you know, VBS starts bright and early on a Monday morning, June 6th. We'll be serving breakfast again this year, starting at the wee early hour of 8 o'clock.
Excuse me, Captain
Yes.
Ironmark. There's a message from the shore.
Oh, excellent. What is it, Katrina?
All VBS submarine crew members, in other words, teachers, need to go ahead and register any children they are bringing to VBS with them.
Excellent.
VBS is open to the public with 4K, but workers can bring their children starting at 6 weeks old. If you have a child 3 years old or younger that you will be bringing to VBS, please let me or Iris know so we can plan for them. Babies to 3-year-olds can be dropped off each morning at 8:20, and 4K and older can be dropped off beginning at 8:45.
That is excellent information, Katrina. And that means that the teaching crew must be in place, ready to go at their stations no later than 8:30 a.m. Jen, how are things looking from the screen?
and their teachers during their daily break. This year, we'll be providing a snack station for kindergarten through second grade classrooms on the first hall in the children's wing in room 120. There will be a snack station on the third floor in the college area, in the gym, and in the preschool area as well. The church will provide some drinks and sweet and salty options. Individuals or Sunday school classes are welcome to contribute snacks throughout the week. Just drop them off at one of the snack stations to be shared by all.
I love those salty choices. Very good.
Captain, my screen is showing that supplies will be available for pickup on Sunday, May 15th. This will also be an optional workday for teachers to meet with their teaching teams. They should let their division director know if they need a place to meet here at the church. VBS setup and decorating will take place on Sunday, June 5th. There will be a brief meeting for all teachers in the gathering place at 1 o'clock this day. After the meeting, crew members can pick up a grab-and-go lunch and head to their classrooms to set up. Let your division director know how many grab-and-go lunches you will need.
So it sounds like we will meet very quickly and then get our lunches. What a good plan.
Yes, Captain. There will be handy helpers available before VBS and all during the week of VBS. They can help with cutting, copying, organizing, or whatever tasks are needed in preparing for teaching materials for the children. You will receive a handy helpers request form in your information packet. Just fill out the form and give it to your division director, or turn it into the handy helpers in the classroom the week of VBS, and we will be sure these tasks get accomplished. Also this year, there will be a nurse's station for boo-boos and bellyaches. The location of the station is to be determined.
Great. How are the coordinates, Christy and Karma?
We are right on course, Captain Ironmark. We have most of our lead teachers and quite a few helpers. We still are in need of several preschool helpers, one first grade teaching team, some third and fourth grade helpers, several fifth and sixth grade teaching teams. If you know of someone who might be able to join us, crew, please let us know. If anybody out there knows of anyone that would like to help us, let us know. We could also use some good, dependable high school helpers to be assistants in classrooms. This year, we have an application for all high school helpers, and we will provide a brief training for them on Sunday, June 5th, after our 1 o'clock meeting in the gathering place. Our high school helpers play a vital role in our VBS. They're so good at relating to the kids, and they really add a lot of fun to the classroom. But remember, all children must be accompanied by an adult at all times, no matter what.
Excellent.
As your GPS operators, we will be organizing guides to get people where they need to be this year, once again. We would love to have one crew member from each class to stand in the hallways with signs to direct people, especially those first few days. There will be a check-in station in the preschool and gym lobbies and in the kids' cafe. Teachers and children should check in and get a sticker each day. First grade and up will be released from the rally in the gym with our double security system again this year. The teacher will check the security code in the gym and give the child the sticker of the day to get out at the door. Kindergarten classes will be dismissed from their rooms using the same sticker system. Also, if you do not have a background check on file with the church, one is required for all adults working with children. See Captain Ironmark if you're not sure about that.
Excellent. Thank you for keeping us on course, ladies. Tracy, you've been awfully quiet there at the periscope. Do you see anything interesting out there?
Well, I didn't want to say it till I was positive. The water's been really, really murky. But yeah, I think I'm positive. Yeah, it's getting a little bit clearer now.
Tell us, what is it?
Change.
Change?
Did she say change?
Change?
Just change. I see a change.
Change?
Maybe I see a change. I really do.
Submerge. Oh, excellent job, ladies. Getting back on track. Submerge. Ah, yes, that's better. Well, yes. Change can be scary, but no scarier than being miles below the surface in the deep sea. Besides, you don't even know what the change is yet. Let me take a look. Oh yes, definitely there is change.
And then over here?
Nah, more change. Ooh, more change, but it's going to be fine. All right, thank you, excellent. Well, where are we? Oh yes, the change. All right. Ooh, wow. Okay, yes. Well, it looks like we are going to have a follow-up family night, which we've been talking about for years. Sunday, June 12th in the evening. Sunday night, June 12th, will be follow-up family night at the end of the Vacation Bible School week. We'll have inflatables, hot dog supper, and Dr. Lewis will share a gospel message. And each grade level will have a chance to share something that they have learned during the week.
Well, what about the inflatables for Friday?
Friday will be a normal rec time this year. No separate Friday schedule.
Do teachers need to be there on Sunday night?
Well, we would love for all teachers to be there, but we realize summer is a busy time. People are leaving on other adventures after they get out of the submarine. But if at least one representative from each class could be there, I think that should cover it.
What about cleaning our rooms?
Good question. We'll have to hold off on taking everything down. We don't want the decorations to be missing when the parents come with their children that night. On Friday, before you leave, you can turn your curriculum and supplies into your division directors. Cleanup, though, will be Sunday night after church, and the church will be open all week for you to come back if you need to.
What was that part that you said about each grade level sharing something they had learned?
Absolutely. The 4K and 5K group will work on a song to sing that night, and they will do that during their snack rotation. They will learn that song. First and second grades and third and fourth grades will help the praise team as they lead one of the VBS worship songs all week. Fifth and sixth grade will do a theme rap like they did last year. Okay, very good. Division directors will coordinate this with the teachers. Another change is decision time. That will be done in the classroom this year.
Did you say that decision time is in the classroom this year?
I know, another very big change. That's right. On Wednesday, your story will be Jesus and Nicodemus. It is a wonderful story for sharing the gospel and inviting children to respond to the gospel. It will be shared during rally on Thursday, but there will not be an altar call like we have had in the past. Children will be told to share their decision with their teachers. We will have response cards in the classroom for you to use. Fill them out with the children, rejoice with them, and then make follow-up contact with the families to let the children's families know of their decision.
So what about the baptism that we always have during the Friday service?
I know, we have had that the past few years. We will not have baptisms on Friday this year, but we will send an invitation home with anyone who makes a decision and offer baptism for Sunday night during the family time so all the families can be there to see their children be baptized. This invitation should be followed up also with a personal call from the teacher.
Excuse me, Captain Hogmark. We're all clear to surface.
Oh, thank you, Katrina. I guess it's time to get back on level ground so the crew members can start preparing for their deep sea voyage. Just remember our theme scripture from Psalm 139, 23, and 24 as you go. Let's say it in a whale voice this year. Now, I want you to think Finding Nemo, Dory, imitating a whale, all right? Anybody know what I'm talking about? All right, here we go. Search me, God, and know my heart. Test me and know my concerns. See if there is any offensive way in me. Lead me in the everlasting way. Psalm 139, 23, and 24. Excellent. I did not know so many people could speak whale. Put them down. They speak whale. All right, well, thank you, ladies. Thank you, division directors, for doing this. This is our little skit, just a fun way to present some of the information, but we're not done. We have some more things that we want to talk about tonight, and some of these have to do with this fish right over here. I need a volunteer. We're going to go over some of the different things in Vacation Bible School, and so I need a volunteer to come up and get me a fish. I need a fish. Who would like to go fishing? Someone, really, someone. Okay, go fish. Get me a fish. All right, let's see. What did you get? Crafts. Ooh, all right. This is something very simple that you could use to decorate your room with. You just take a paper plate and you cut that out and make a tail with it, and woo, stick on an eye, and you're good to go. So let's talk about crafts for Vacation Bible School. Crafts really won't change very much because they've always had 5 days to complete their things, and they're going to continue to do that. We have some really fun crafts this year that our craft leaders will be looking at, and one of them is a periscope. So maybe if you've gone to Lifeway, you've seen the periscope. It's a kit, and we're actually going to purchase those for every child because it's such a great gift. So every child will go home with the periscope. So that's one of the things they're going to get to do. And then we have some other fun things that can you actually show? Well, maybe we shouldn't show those, but you can take a CD and you put jewels on them, and you can turn it into a fish or a sea turtle. Absolutely adorable stuff, and we'll put those up on the screen again later. So crafts is going to be normal, and I'm so glad that we have our craft. There it is. Excellent. You just take an old CD, you stick some jewels on it, and some cutouts. There's a fish. They're a lot of fun.
Mark, are they going to make the periscopes in the class or in the craft?
The periscope is a craft. So they're going to decorate them, and they can put stickers on them, but that is something that will happen in the craft rotation. So that's why class teachers, I don't want you to go and buy those. If you see them at the store, you're going to say, oh, every kid needs one of those. Well, they're going to get one, so it's okay. All right, let's go fishing again. Lana, why don't you come up and go fish? Okay, thank you so much. And what do you have? Family night. Now, we've been talking a lot about this over the years, and we've thought about it. Well, this year, Dr. Lewis has given us the directive that we will have a family night, so we're going to have family night. And it's a great idea that families can be there to watch their child be baptized. And so it's going to be better all around. The kids are going to get to see their rooms. They're going to get a ticket during the week. So they get tickets for coming during the week. And then if they bring those tickets back during the celebration, those are going to go in for drawings. So we're going to be giving away some really big prizes to encourage families to bring their kids back that night. So that's something that we're going to do. We're offering the dinner. You know, if you feed them, they will come. So we're going to offer a free dinner for families. And then that their kids are going to be on stage performing, even if it's just one song. Mom, I've got a part in the thing tonight. I really need to be there. So we've gotten together, all the directors have gotten together, and we've been trying to think through ways that we can encourage families to come back that Sunday night. And I think we have some great ways. And I'm sure we'll think of some more. So if you have some other ideas, you just pass those along. Okay, fishing. I need somebody to quick fish in 5 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Ooh, that was great. Okay, Bible study. So in our Bible study this year, we are focusing on the life of Christ. So it's encounters people have with Jesus. So you're going to have Jesus and Nicodemus. I always get those. I always say that. Zacchaeus. So we've got Jesus and Zacchaeus, and Jesus looks down and he sees Zacchaeus and he calls him by name, and he invites him. He's instantly accepting him. And that's what we want. You're going to have these children in your room. Call them by name. Learn them. Or at least, have that name tag there and do your best. Call them by name and let them feel loved and accepted from the start, just like the Lord did. And Zacchaeus respond. He repented. He not only repented, but he gave back everything he had taken, and then he said he was going to even give beyond that. So we want the children to be able to respond like that. And if you give them a loving environment where they feel immediately accepted, then they're going to be more likely to respond. So we have that. We have the next day is that Jesus with the woman at the well. And here's a lady that's got sin in her life, and people don't want to be around her. And you might have some kids in your room that other kids don't want to be around. You might not even want them around. But what does he do? He does not send her away or treat her ugly. He just shows her love and acceptance, and he doesn't care about her past life. And you don't have to get into her past life. You can just talk about, she made lots of bad choices. Do you ever make bad choices? I mean, you can instantly relate it to them. Okay, she made bad choices. Do we make bad choices? Yes, we do. But Jesus had living water for her. And we have living water for these children that are going to come. And then Wednesday is the story of Nicodemus, which is one of my absolute very favorite. And it's one of the clearest presentations of the gospel. And so you have that opportunity to present the gospel on Wednesday. And you can present it all week, but we are hoping that you'll have such a connection with these children that you will be able to share the gospel and have that decision time in the classroom. And even if it doesn't happen on Wednesday, sometimes it happens on Thursday. I've heard reports it happens Friday after the last class. The kids are in the hall asking their teacher, hey, wait a minute, I need to be saved. And that's just really exciting. So you have great opportunities. Then at the end of the week, we have Jesus on the way to and the blind man, thank you. And so we have these children who are spiritually blinded. And what do you want me to do for you? I want my sight. Well, this is what the children are crying out for. They need spiritual sight. They need to see the Lord. And so we are shining Christ to them. So let's do that all week. That's our Bible study time. So you have an incredible opportunity. And it's supposed to be supported by some of the other things that we're going to talk about. All right, so what else do we have? We got 3 more things. Good job, thank you. Do you have your fishing license?
Yeah.
Okay, all right. What did you get? Oh, you got the rally. Okay, well, just to recap, the rally is going to be a little different because when we get to Thursday, it's going to be, the gospel will be presented, but we're not going to have massive amounts of kids coming forward that have no idea what in the world they're doing. Why did you come down? Because my friends did. We're going to eliminate that. And so the rally is going to be focus on Christ and then tell your teacher the decision you have made. All right, so they will tell you, and then you will do the follow-up, and you will actually walk them through the plan of salvation. And we're going to talk about that in a moment in the classroom. But rally will be normal, and a normal amount of time on Thursday and Friday. So schedule will stay the same all week. All right, go fish. Go fish, go fish. Thank you.
I have a question.
Yes.
When you said that they would come and talk with us, would they have a chance to do that after rally? That's the last part of the day, right?
It is the last part of the day. So they could come and tell, like in our Upward celebration this year, they could come and tell you right then that they've made a decision. And then you can follow up with that.
Just individually?
Right.
Follow up on like Friday back in the classroom?
Follow up Thursday or Friday, because the gospel will be presented on Nicodemus is one. You're presenting the gospel on Wednesday, and then Dr. Lewis will present it either Wednesday or Thursday. It depends on his schedule probably. And then Friday would be your last chance. Missions. All right, so the children are going to continue to go to missions class. And this year, Lifeway's project is to bring in food. Isn't that great? Okay, so on the videos, they'll be seeing people bringing in food. So we want to continue to do that for Storehouse Ministries, which we support. And instead of doing a different missionary every day, we're focusing on 2 missionaries this year. And one of them is here in Atlanta. And I am almost positive it's the missionary family that we as GAs and RAs, we remember when we did our Christmas in August project for Missionary in Atlanta? None of you remember that. Okay, well, we did. And Royce Leonardson and I got to take those items to their mission church there in Atlanta. They rent the back of this restaurant, and they have church there right here in Midtown. It was really, really wonderful. So we're going to be learning about how God uses people just like us, like this family that they lived in Kentucky. They sold their house. They had no job, but they knew God wanted them to go to Atlanta to tell people about Jesus. And that's who they are, and that's what they're doing. All right. Yeah. You want to see? That would be great since they're here. Thanks for fishing. Okay, yes, recreation. We are looking for some great rec people. Our high schoolers are going to be helping, but if you know someone that might be great for that, if you'll let us know. And in recreation, even the activities in recreation point back to the lesson of the day. So the rec person is going to reinforce what you're talking about in class, just for a few minutes. But even rec time, everything is going to be pointing children to Jesus. So it's going to be a great week. Well, speaking of leading kids to the Lord, Division Director Christy is going to come up and tell us about that. Is it on? It might be on.
Is it on now? Yeah. It's on now. Can you hear me? All right. Speaking of diving, I need some people to dive into this bag. I have 10 items in the bag with words on them. In fact, why don't we just pass it around? Take one out if you're willing to read out loud. And we're going to talk about some ideas of sharing the gospel with kids. We're going to fill in the blanks. You should have one of these in your little folder if you'll take out your sheet. And if you need a pen or pencil, let me know. We'll just fill in the blanks. If you just want to pass it on down the road. Thank you. Awesome. You can have it. And as soon as we finish that, I'll just let you start. We'll start with Jana on the front and just work our way around. Why don't you go ahead and start, Jana? Conclusions. Okay, that goes with number 7. All right, if you want to fill that in, conclusions. Don't jump to conclusions. If the kids ask you, they say, I want to pray with you, I want to be saved, don't jump to conclusions that they really understand and stop and just pray with them. Talk with them, ask them questions, pray with them, make sure they understand find out what they're asking first before you jump to conclusions that they're ready. All right, next. Ask is number 3. Okay, ask open-ended questions, kind of like what I was saying just a minute ago. Don't ask them yes or no questions. Don't say like, are you ready to be saved? Do you want to go to heaven? They're going to say yes or no, of course. Ask them questions like, well, tell me what you know about sin. Tell me about Jesus. What is it that you want to talk to me about? Ask them open-ended questions. All right, next. Pray is number 8. Pray before, during, and after your conversation with every child. If they come to you with questions, stop and pray. Model prayer with them as much as possible. Model prayer. Pray with them before, pray, then ask their questions. Let them talk to you. Pray with them during. Let them know you'll be praying for them afterwards too. Who's got the next one? Miss Patricia. Each child is number 1. Deal with each child individually. Sometimes you work in groups, and of course that's not a bad thing. It's not necessary that you be one-on-one all the time, but find out what the specific questions are and what with a specific child, if possible. When there's an activity going on in your room, maybe you finish the Bible story and your assistants could run the activity going on. You know someone wants to talk with you, you could pull them to the side and talk with them individually because they're all different, and sometimes they do follow their friends. Find out what their individual questions are. Next. Involve parents. Number 10, as often as possible, involve parents. Sometimes the parents won't be welcoming if you call. They won't be interested in what you have to say, but if possible, you should try to involve them anyway. Involve the parents in the questions that their child's asking. Maybe at the end of the week, let them know your child is interested. You don't have to give if they pray, obviously you want to tell the parents, you want to let them know, and you want to send that card home and let them know if they've asked to be baptized and all of that. But just let the parents know what's going on, so that this is involving their whole family. We don't want to keep anything private at church. Next. The Bible is number 6. Use the Bible. And I said, let's model with prayer, but let's model with the Bible. Keep your Bible with you when you're doing your Bible stories, when you're praying with them, when they're asking questions. Even if you're not looking up a specific scripture, have your Bible in your hand. Show them that that's where you get your information. That's where we get our answers. So keep your Bible with you. Next. Listen is number 4. And that's it. Listen. Be sure to listen to them. You don't know what they need and what they want to talk about. That's kind of the same thing we said before. Don't put words in their mouth. Don't assume what they're wanting or needing from you. Just listen to them. Sometimes they just want to talk. Language is number 2. Use language a child can understand. Keep it simple. Sometimes talking words redemption and, the words, there are going to be kids here that don't know church words. They don't know big words that we know. They didn't grow up here. They don't know how to act in church. We're here to show them love, and we want to make sure it's simple for them. Jesus says, let the little children come to me. And it's... if you have the faith of a mustard seed, it's easier for children to understand than it is for us sometimes. We think too hard on things. ABC, it's clear. It's clear for them. Just make it simple. And I think this is the last one. Door open is number 9. Leave the door open for future conversation. Let's not pray with them and mark it down on the card and then forget about it. Let's make sure we keep up with them and we let them know we want to keep in touch. Send them that card at the end of the week and invite them back. We want them back. We want to keep the door open. They might not be, they might not pray. They might not receive Jesus and salvation, but they may come back to you with future questions, and you're planting a seed. Is that the last one? One more. Emotional. Don't get so emotional, Mr. Mark. Okay, so, all right. Number 5, I'm sorry. Be careful about becoming emotional, especially if this is the little one that you've had in the nursery ever since they were born here at Roswell Street. It's not that you don't want to cry. You do get emotional. But kids at different ages, they don't understand tears a lot of times, and they may fear, why is she crying? Why is my teacher crying? What did I do wrong? So just be careful of your emotions. Or if, you don't want to be too excited too quickly. Oh, they want to pray and be saved, and shouting and telling everybody before you've even found out what they're asking and what they want. So don't get over emotional with them. And that's it. Thank you.
All right, I just want to go over the purple sheet a little bit with you. It's VBS Teacher Tips and Tricks, and this is a sheet that we've added this year to help you. Christy and Mark and I were in our car on the way to a VBS conference, which is where we've gotten a lot of the information that we're sharing with you today. And Christy's a teacher currently. I used to be a teacher. Mark was a teacher, and we just wanted to brainstorm some teacher tricks to classroom management, because not everybody is a teacher. Some of you are teachers, and you probably have 3 pages more of these tricks that you can add on, and you can please share them with us. But we've just put a few tricks on here to get you started, to get you thinking. And the first one is the submerge trick that Mark used up here with us on stage. And this is going to be our universal VBS trick for this year. So we're going to use it all over the place so that when children hear it, they know what to do. And the simple trick is to say submerge in a silly voice, in a funny voice, in a normal voice, whatever. And when they hear that word, they're supposed to copy you, whatever you said. And then they're supposed to get quiet and listen to what's next. So submerge. Okay, so talk amongst yourselves. Talk. Submerge. Okay, now eyes on me. Okay, so you're getting their attention that way. Okay, so introduce that one right off the bat. First first thing Monday morning, welcome to VBS. You have them in your group. We're so glad you're here. This year we're under the sea in this submarine. Isn't this cool? We are submerged underwater. Isn't that a cool word? Submerged. I'm going to say that word. You copy me. Submerge. They copy you. Every time you hear that word, I want you to copy me, and that means you're supposed to be quiet because I've got something to say, and I'm the captain of this submarine. Okay, so establish it right off the bat. Okay, and so we've just got some little tricks on here. Some are better for little ones, some are better for bigger ones. Some will work with your group and not another group. So you just use this as a springboard to think of other ideas, but I want to go over a few with you. The first little part, well, first of all, you establish it. So you establish that submerged thing. You establish that, yes, we're at church and we love you and this is VBS and we're going to have a great time, but we do have some rules. And the main rules are safety first. You always need to be with your group and in the side of an adult. Show kindness and respect to everyone. Do to others as you would have them do to you, and do have fun. So these are basically the do's or the rules that we have in children's church, and we do them with the kids here at church all the time. So they know these rules, but a lot of the kids in your classes won't. So establish those on the first day. They're simple. If you have one or two you want to add to that, that's fine, but don't rule them to death. And then stick to those rules. And then every morning you might want to just, remember, guys, we're here to have fun at VBS, but let's remember our rules. Who remembers what we need to do here at VBS? And just go over it real quick so you've established it again for kids who weren't there the first day. And it's clear to them what is expected, and that will be very helpful to you. I say, you say is, I say jelly, you say fish. Krista uses this a lot with our kids on Wednesday nights. She says, chicka chicka, and they say boom boom. Or she says, Chuck E. Cheese, and they say pizza please. And that's another one of those things where she's taught them, what the response that they need to say, but it gets them all to say it, and then they're hers, to listen to her for what she has next. Clap a rhythm, we do that all the time. I'm sure you've seen it around. There's a group of kids lined up down the hall. We're getting ready to go sing on a Sunday morning, and they're just talking, making a loud noise. Miss Julie comes in, claps a rhythm. They clap the rhythm, and they're done. Their eyes and ears are on her. It's just to switch their focus. Clap a rhythm or say a chant for them to complete. That's kind of like that's the same as jellyfish, submerge. I mean, you just teach them these things ahead of time, and then you pick a few that you want to use, and they'll get you through the week. One clap, two claps, half clap. If you were at the Upward celebration, the guy did one clap, and any kid that was at the Upward celebration would know how to do this, because we did it the next Sunday, and the kids knew it already. So it's like one clap, and you do, everybody's one clap. So one clap, and you have to do it together. Three claps, two claps, one clap, two claps, three claps, half clap. And half clap, you don't do it, and you catch them, and it's funny, and they love it, and it's fun. But then you can focus. You can get their focus back on you. Some simple things for little ones: 1, 2, 3, eyes on me. It's just as simple as this. But if you're not a teacher and you haven't been in the classroom a lot, then you might not know these things. So just pick a few and use it. If you can hear me, clap once. If you can hear me, clap 2 times. Clap 3 times. Now listen, okay, so the first time, just the kids that hear you clap, and some kids hear, oh, there was a clap. Oh, if you can hear me clap 2 times, they clap, and then you've got everybody by the 3rd time. So it's just getting control of the classroom. You can have a word of the day. I mean, you can make it fun. You can have songs to go, to transition to different things. The whole echo verse thing, the sonar, the whale. There's also bubble voice, which is where you say the verse like this. There's the deep sea diving voice, which is Darth Vader voice, which I'm not good at, but it's like, that voice that they're doing. And then, so you could do it in some fun voices, and then you say, let's do it in a whisper voice. And then you do it in a whisper voice, and then you start your story, because everybody's quiet, right? So that's fun. Behavior management. The biggest tips on here are to be proactive and preventative before there becomes a need for intervening in some behavior. keep in mind that the attention span of the children that you're working with is much shorter than you think it is. And they told us, or we heard at the thing, I think, add 2 to their age, and that's the maximum number of minutes you can expect them to pay attention. And that's like average, so some are not even going to be able to do it that long. And so keep it short and simple, and vary it with active things. And I said on here, make a Bible story sandwich. And a Bible story sandwich is you do something fun and active, and then you do your Bible story. And if you can, you have something active listening that you're doing during your Bible study, and then you end it with something fun and active. So they get to be active, they listen, and they get to be active. And you know, kids can listen while they're being active. They can, and they will take it in and learn more sometimes if they are being active while they are listening. Strategically place kids and do it without them knowing it. Count off, but in your mind, as you're counting off, you know how you're counting them off. Give them picture cards, and they have to go and sit by the matching picture card. And you have placed those picture cards and given them the exact picture card that you want them, because you know you want them to be sitting right there, and that other little boy who likes to fight with them to be sitting right there. So you place them strategically. But you don't do it like, I am just going to separate you two. I have had enough. You cannot sit by this little boy anymore. That's not how you do it, right? You make sure that you are ahead of time eliminating the situation so that everybody, you don't have to get into that. Now, sometimes you might have to separate them, but hopefully you can use gentler words than I did. What else? This was cute. For little ones, dive in, check your fins. So your hands and feet are to yourself. Dive deep, not a peep. So now we're going to listen to the story. Okay, so that's like for little kids. There are times for rewards and incentives, and sometimes we call it bribery, and we are not against that at VBS. It is 1 week. It is 1 week, and if that gets you through your week, then we are okay with it. Candy and prizes are fine, but, and this I learned from Christy too. She teaches me so much, but she'll have like one little sleeve of Smarties, and we'll be in our choir, and she'll say, and she will give 1 Smartie to a child who is, oh, that was such good listening. I saw that Brooklyn was the only one who answered me when I said that, and everybody else was talking, but Brooklyn answered me. Good job, Brooklyn. And she gives her 1 Skittle. And Brooklyn is happy as a clam to have 1 Skittle. She doesn't need a whole pack of Skittles or Smarties or whatever it is. 1 is enough. And that's true for little ones, but you know what? It's true for big ones too. Sometimes just that one thing is enough because they got it. So.
There's a teacher that I know that she has a jar of Skittles. She says, I only give out like 2 or 3 a day. When things get kind of loud, I just kind of pick up my Skittle jar and kind of shake it. And then they all like.
It's a big deal. It's a big deal. So that's fine. Little ones work for stickers and stamps. You can do all kinds of things, and they're listed here. But, take something and go with it and do it for your class. Down here it says take wiggle breaks, and this is important. In fact, you guys might need a wiggle break because you've been sitting a long time. So do we have a song that we can sing? A song that we can play, just a VBS song? Okay, let's play that. Why don't you get up and dance to this song? Wouldn't that be fun? Just move around a little bit. You play freeze dance. Can you stop it? And when he stops it, we're all going to freeze. Okay? You ready? Do you hear it? Just hear it in your heart. So it's on? All right. Ooh, do you hear the music? Okay, everybody. Oh, be a fish. Be a fish.
last dive. Oh, good freezing. Oh, good. Oh,
He's having too much fun. Okay, sit down. All right, so do that with your kids. If they've been sitting for a while, just, you've got a CD. Every class's pack has a CD. Just stick it in and do a little freeze dance, and they love it. Swim around the room, crab walk to the wall, toss a beach ball while saying your Bible verse. Do something active.
And the lessons often include
yes. Oh, yes.
a part in
the
there for you to do.
The lessons are filled with things that you can grab from here and do this. And the lessons are great because most of them do Bible story sandwiches where they give you something active, they give you the Bible story. A lot of our Bible stories have something that they do during the Bible story, and then they end with something active. And so it's right there. But use it because it does work. Catch them being good and call it out. That's especially good for your ones that you're struggling with. Look and watch carefully and find something you can call out that they're doing great, and call it out and praise them for it in front of everybody and make it a big deal. And they want to please you, so they'll keep doing that. Involve them as much as possible. Let them be leaders. And then if you flip the page, this is really the key, is to not have downtime. We have them for 3 hours for 5 days, and they don't need any downtime during that. No downtime. So there are tons of activities in your book. You won't get to some of them, but be prepared to do them all if you need to, because you don't want downtime. You always want to have something else to pull out, even in the hallway. And so that's a lot of times we found last year that our biggest behavior problems were during the transition times, getting from one place to another, waiting for the other class to get out of missions. You're standing out in the hallway, and you're just standing there. So don't have that downtime, and here are some things you can do in the hallway. Mirror me. One person stands in front and is a mirror. The rest of the group does what they do. Now you have to be a little bit careful who you choose to be the mirror, because they might do something inappropriate. Okay, but if they do, then they're not going to be able to be a mirror anymore. Too bad. Oh, well. Okay, let's get somebody else to be a mirror. Okay, quiet mouses for the little ones. I Spy. You don't need anything for that. Simon Says. You don't need anything. Charades. Use something from your, from the sea, or something from a Bible story for them to act out. Quick change. This is a fun one where somebody can stand in front, like everybody's in a line in the hall, and somebody stands in front of them, everybody looks at them, and then they turn around. What's different about me? I covered my ear. That's right. Who said that? Who said that first? Oh, Miss Christie. So then it would be her turn to come and stand before the group and turn around, look at the group, turn around, and make a change. Okay, so that's that. Challenges. These are good for the older ones. Ooh, this is a good group of fourth graders, but I bet y'all can't stand on your foot as long as I stand on one foot as long as I can. You want to challenge me to stand on one foot? Let's see how long we can do it. And you just stand on one foot, or get one of your high school kids to stand on one foot, or to squat, or to, whatever the thing is, and let them challenge each other. It can be anything, but if it's a challenge, and they'll concentrate on it, and that's what their mind will be on instead of waiting. Heads or tails. Mark's been playing this a lot with the kids lately. You put your hands on your head, or your hands on your tail, and you have to keep them there, and then he flips a coin, and if it's heads, then the heads get to stay standing, and the tails have to sit down. And then he flips the coin again. And you make your choice again, heads or tails. He flips it again, and you eliminate people as they go, and then eventually you just have one or two people standing, and they're the winners. So it's just silly little things, but they take up time. Back writing, draw a picture on somebody's back, see if they can guess what it is, make it have to do with a story, write a word, write a letter. And then down here it says there are extra activities in your books. Use those. Some of them need no materials. There's a cootie catcher thing in the 3rd and 4th grade material. It's called a shark bite. And you could easily grab that off your table, take that with you, while you're standing in the hall. Okay, give me a number, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, it says, what are the 4 gospels? So you can take that with you and have teaching time even in the hallway too. Finally, these are great tricks, and they should work, really. Most of the time, they will work, and with most kids, they will work. And when one trick gets kind of old, move on to another trick, and then bring back the old trick. Use them, pick the ones you like and use them. But some kids just don't give in to the tricks. And if you have one of those kids, then we are here to support you in that. But first of all, just pick your battles, decide, try to redirect, ignore their attention-getting behavior, be lighthearted, be funny, try to not be so serious yourself, and try everything you can, station another teacher with them, an adult nearby. Sometimes just their presence, like if in children's church, if there's a rowdy group, then I'll stand up and just walk behind that rowdy group, and it's amazing. I didn't say a word. I didn't really even look them in the eye, but just my standing right there kind of, oh, there's an adult here. Just my presence sometimes is enough. Sometimes it's not, but sometimes it is. But if you do have a child that's overly disruptive, disrespectful, or dangerous, remove the child from the situation. Every class should have enough adults to be able to do this. Speak to the child out of earshot of other children. You don't want to embarrass them or make them give them the attention that they're seeking in front of everybody. Calmly identify their behavior, identify what they need to do to stop it, what they need to do instead of that behavior, and then just show them grace and mercy. And they're not your child. So you can't spank them, and they're not. A lot of them are not church children, and we just have to be Jesus to them, and we have to show them more grace and more mercy than might be within us. So we just have to ask Jesus to give us that. And finally, if it's just a big problem and you need extra support, here's what we can do as your division directors. If it's from an apartment group, we can get one of their leaders, and they have more. They can do more for that child as far as taking things away. They have consequences that they can give that child that we can't do, because they're with them all day, every day during the summer. And so they have, they can take away privileges later on during the day or things like that. So they have that we don't have. We can also take them out of your room and they can go run some errands with us, do a job with us. Maybe they just need to be removed for a little while. Maybe they need to run off some of that energy that they've got built up. And maybe they can help us count cans that were collected this morning. And, we can kind of redirect their attention to something productive. We can find an extra adult to put into your room if you just need that extra presence in there. We did that a few times last year, so we can do that. And then finally, we can get church staff involved, or we can call parents if we need to. So this hopefully will help you this year, just to have a really great time with your kids, and I hope it's helpful.
I have one that might be good too, that I find curious. There's one school I go to that, and it relates sort of to the sea. They say, okay, bubbles, we're gonna put bubbles in our mouths, and that's a good way to get them all quiet.
To try and put a bubble in your mouth.
Yeah, put a bubble in.
That's a good idea.
Fish making bubbles and stuff. And then if you want them to be quiet in the hall,
Yeah, put your fins. All right, show me your fin. That's good. Well, while y'all were talking, I thought of some other things I needed to let you know. We've pretty much decided this is the student kit, and there's very little in the student kit. It's just like a little card some days that you would send home with the child, or just something to show them during the lesson. And we can save a boatload of money or a submarine full of money if we don't order these. So what our plan is to do is to give every classroom one of these, because there is this one card that tells you actual divers have their own language, their underwater language that they communicate because they can't talk to one another. They have certain motions that they make that mean certain things. And you can do this with your class without everybody having this card. You can just model it and they'll model it back and they can communicate. So we're pretty about 90% decided we're not going to buy these for the 1st through 6th grade. And that will save us a lot of money, and it's really not necessary. So instead, what we're going to do is get the kids these little things that we've never done before, and these are very reasonably priced. All right, and this will have the lesson of the day on the tag, and each day you come, you get a little item added to another dog tag added to your keychain. So this is what we're going to give each child instead of the pack. So we'll have that. And you might be wondering, why in the world does he have that gaps and cracks filler? Great stuff. Well, that's because this will make your coral, this will make your sea stars, this will make, you can even make fish out of this stuff. It's incredible. You just put out some parchment paper or some wax paper, and you spray out, and you have to do all of it pretty much at once. I think there's like a one-time use, so make sure you make all of it all at once because it gets kind of gunked up. It's hard to reuse the can more than once. So make your sea stars, and they're gonna, after they dry, they'll come right off that paper. You paint it, you can paint them different colors. It's incredible. In this picture, this whole coral was made with great stuff. And it has texture to it. They actually attached this to cardboard, which would give it a great firm backing, and then they cut it out. No, it will become hard. After it dries, it becomes hard and light. Christy? You're creating a three-dimensional thing sticking up from the ground. And they put a lot of them in shoe boxes, and the shoe box gives it the stability and the weight. You just put some weight in the shoe box, and that holds the whole thing up. Then they used a lot of the pool noodles, and some of them, they'll cut a sock, and then they put a sock on the top of it, and it makes it look like one of those underwater tubes that shoot out anyway. Yeah, they're just amazing. And then they cut them in spirals, and you can cut them in different ways. You can cut them down, and they'll fan out, and it makes great underwater life. It's really, really wonderful. All this is just quick-made stuff. I love the sea star. There's another one with a sea star on it. I think that's what we wanted to talk about. Now, we're going to divide. It's called Great Stuff. Yeah, don't get it on yourself. Don't get it on yourself, yes. You'll probably want to wear gloves when you do it. You know, it's causes death, dismemberment, and all manner of horrible things. Okay, so you've been warned. I got this at Walmart. It's on sale for $2.50-something, which, let me tell you, is a very good price because I've paid way more than that at Home Depot before. But you can get it at Home Depot too. Anyway. Yes.
Right now at Dollar Tree, they've got oodles of noodles for $1 at Dollar Tree right now.
Yes. Oodles of noodles. I like that. Okay, so we can get oodles of noodles at the dollar store. Okay. Well, if